I've been wanting to make lasagna on my channel for a very long time. I don't make lasagna more than maybe once or twice a year, but I'm in the mood for it, so I am going to make it. So just get any type of lasagna noodles, doesn't matter what kind. I don't make my own marinara sauce when I do this. You could. I have never gone to the trouble to do that. Now I use 3 different cheeses. I use Italian sausage and hamburger meat. And I've had this recipe 40 years plus. And you can add different things to your lasagna. My mom used to make it with spinach sometimes, and sometimes she wouldn't. And you can put boiled eggs if you want. I have done that in the past, many years ago. I have an old golden grain recipe. And one thing I do, and you're going to find that I do it, is I did this after many years of making lasagna. I didn't do this right away, but you can just layer your noodles without cooking them first. And for years I did boil my noodles first, but you don't have to. You don't have to have a special type of noodle to do that either. I do not do it. I just put foil on top of it and it cooks the noodles. And so that's the thing I've learned through the years. You don't need to buy any particular type of noodles. You just put foil on top of it when you bake it. So this is absolutely delicious. I'm going to show you how I make my lasagna. I hope you enjoy this. Okay, these are all the basic ingredients you're going to need. I'm going to use ricotta cheese. I'm going to use mozzarella, Parmesan. I'm going to add some minced garlic. I'm using Italian sausage and hamburger meat, hamburger beef, ground beef, and lasagna noodles. I'm going to use different tomato pasta sauce or marinara sauce, and I will give you the exact amounts in the description. And my pan is a large one. This one is like a 10.5 by 15.5, but a 9 by 13 will work just fine. I'm just probably going to make a little extra. So I'm going to cook the Italian sausage first, and then I will cook the ground beef second, and then I'll merge them together. I'm going to add salt and pepper. While you're cooking your meat, you want to start shredding all your cheeses. And I bought 2 pounds of mozzarella cheese. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it all, but I'm going to grate 1 pound at a time. I'm going to grate my Parmesan cheese, and then of course my ricotta cheese I don't need to grate. So I'll keep you posted how much of everything I use. Okay, we have our fresh basil and fresh parsley. It's Italian parsley. Don't want to forget about the fresh herbs. Try to use fresh basil and fresh parsley if I can have it. So I'm going to chop these up real fine, and I'm going to add it separately to the sauce once it's cooking. I'm not going to saute either one of these. I'm just going to add them freshly. And I also put some on my pasta where I have the ricotta cheese, which I'll show you. Okay, the meat is cooked and I strained all the grease out of it. Now we're going to put our marinara sauce in it. Okay, now I'm going to add a little port. I'm not measuring, I would say it's probably about a 1/4 cup. I always like to, most of the time, add wine to my marinara. Whether I make homemade marinara for spaghetti or if I use the bottled one for lasagna, I always try to add a little wine. Okay, and here is half of my fresh parsley and basil, and the other half I use later, which I'll show you. Now we're going to let this cook probably about a ½ hour, and I'm going to add a little more port. Okay, the very last thing I'm going to add is some minced garlic. I do have fresh garlic, but right now I'm just going to use the minced. And all these sauces have garlic, but I always like to add a little extra. So I'm going to cook this, actually maybe about 10 minutes, because it will bake in the oven. I'm just going to let it simmer for a little bit. Okay, the first layer is always the meat sauce. So you want to get a ladle and just put a layer of meat sauce on the bottom, just like this. Then the next step is you're going to lay out all your lasagna pasta. And this little one could go there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my ricotta cheese and just place it on each one of these lasagna noodles. Kind of spread it all the way across as best as you can. So I'm going to just show you one of these, how I do it, and then I'll finish the rest of them off camera. So what I do is I sprinkle some of my parsley and fresh basil over the top of the cheese, so it not only gets in the sauce, it also gets absorbed throughout the pasta. So let me finish this and I will do that. I just filled in some there where there was a little space. And then after I do that, I'm going to put a little mozzarella cheese over also. And this is 1 pound of mozzarella cheese that I've grated. And we will see, I don't think I'm going to need a 2nd pound, but if I do need a 2nd pound, I have it. I just haven't grated it yet. So we're going to top this layer again with some more sauce and repeat this until we're completely done. To the very last layer, we're going to add the rest of the meat sauce all on top. And then the very last layer will be cheese. And the cheese that I'm going to put on the very top layer is mozzarella. And after I put the mozzarella on, I'm going to put some grated Parmesan, kind of to top it off. So you can use whatever kind of cheese you have or what you want, but I kind of feel like lasagna isn't lasagna without mozzarella, just like pizza isn't really pizza. I mean, not the pizza I like, if it doesn't have mozzarella on it. So here we go. We're all leveled out with the sauce now. And now this is the last step. We're going to top it off with mozzarella. And then the very last layer, I sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on. So it's going to have a lot of cheese, especially on the top. The top layer has more of the mozzarella cheese. And the actual pasta itself has more of the ricotta, but there still is mozzarella on that as well. So here, we're almost done. And now we're going to do our very last layer with some Parmesan. And now I'm going to put this in a preheated oven at 350 degrees. I'll be right back. Very last part, we're going to take our foil, just like I explained to you at the beginning of the video, and we're going to cover this up. We're going to bake it for 1 hour at 350 degrees. And you want to make sure you have something underneath, so if it spills over a little, that it's not going to fall on the bottom of your oven. I have like a little film thing cut out that I have under mine. So now we're going to bake this for 1 hour at 350 degrees. It will cook your pasta. So I'll see you in an hour. Okay, it's just came out of the oven. It cooked for 1 hour at 350 and it looks really good, but it's very hot. So I'm going to let this set because it needs to set and cool for a bit. I would say about 25 minutes. Okay. Okay, I think we can cut into this now. It's been about 20 minutes. Okay, I'm going to do a taste test, but I want you to see these pasta noodles, how they are. Just like I told you, they are done. And they were baked without being cooked, so they're perfect. Okay, we're ready to eat. This cooked 1 hour, and everything looks perfect to me. So let's give it a try. Absolutely. Cheesy. delicious. It's been over a year since I've made lasagna. Actually, it's been over a year and a half. This is really good. A combination of all the cheeses in this make it better, and just, I like it when you don't boil the noodles first, because the noodles are a little bit al dente, but they're just perfect. There's no way you can overcook these noodles when you cook them like I showed you. There's just no way. But sometimes if you boil them, they can be really just too overcooked. So, cheers. I really hope you give this recipe a try. It's absolutely amazing. So, I want to thank everyone for watching, and I hope you give this recipe a try. Thank you.